What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of All Things Super. I am one of your hosts, Spider, and I'm joined once again by Mr. VIP, Frankie Washington. How are you doing today, sir?
I am infinitely, etc. Awesome, sir. Thank you for asking. How are you doing, Spider? How you holding up, man?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I wasn't expecting that etc. in there. That was
Well,
got to keep it fresh. But no, I'm doing well. Happy to be back. Happy to be here to do another review. I love doing
yeah.
these. I love
I
I
It's my
love doing the
favorite part of
ones,
the day.
but what I love doing the ones that the people don't expect. I love
Ah.
pulling these random films out of left field and just be like,
Mm-hmm.
boom, you looking for this? No, you
There
weren't
it
looking for
is
this, but it's here anyway.
in your lap right now. Here it is. You wasn't even expecting this.
Nobody knew
But you
that this was
clicked on it
coming.
because you like us. Or you like
Exactly.
what's his name? Mr. Kwan?
Ke Huy Quan?
You said it better than I can.
And I
Kiwi,
might
Kiwi,
have mispronounced it.
Kiwi Kwan? Well, he's not New Zealand, so it's not a Kiwi. I
No.
know you don't want to say that. I think that's offensive. Kiwi Kwan, Kiwi Kwan.
I think it's pronounced Ke Huy Quan.
Okay. Well, if
Wikipedia
it's
might tell
not,
us.
I'm going to properly pronounce it when I learn it properly. Kiwi Kwan. Either that or they like us. That's why they clicked the thumbnail.
Yeah.
Right.
Potentially. Maybe.
Okay. Well, I don't know.
It
They
might
might
be
just they,
Ke
they might
Huy.
just oh, you put a on it. That's fancy.
It might, yeah.
Yeah, when you how
But I
you
think
spell
it's Huy.
hey, you learn something new every day coming here, folks. It's today years old when I learned how to spell it. Well, I'm gonna try to pronounce it the correct way. Chances are I won't, but we all know.
Sorry, and just so I get this clear, because I've seen people pronounce your name differently on the internet. Is it Ke Huy?
Huy.
Hui.
Huy.
Quan.
Ke.
Huey.
What's that?
Now just pulled up a TikTok where he was pronouncing it. He was on a red carpet and he was pronouncing his name Ke Huy Quan. He said it's Huey.
Ke Huy Quan?
Yeah.
Whoa, I said it right.
Did you?
Use that clip over and over. Chances
Cut it.
are that's the only.
Edit it. Splice it. We've been
No
saying
disrespect.
it right from the beginning.
I got a thing. What's that thing? I got a condition.
Ke Huy Quan. Yeah.
Ke
But
Huy
we
Huy
are reviewing
Quan.
his
Kinda
latest
like Rich
film.
Homie Quan.
No relation. We're reviewing Love Hurts.
Love hurts.
Love Hurts. But again, if you
Love
didn't know,
hurt.
this
On
is
what?
All
On
Things Super.
Oh no, it's a theatrical release.
Yeah, it was a theatrical release, but we're going to talk about it in a second. But if you didn't know, this is All Things Super, where every week we take a piece of superpowered movies, TV shows, even trailers. We watch them, we react to them, we break them down, we review them, and we ask the question, is it super?
Is it super duper kalu?
We've never escalated to the super duper. I don't know if the world is ready for that.
Could this Love Hurts be a super duper?
We shall find out. But if you like that, go ahead, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you can be notified when we have new episodes that come out. You want the audio version of the podcast, just search for All Things Super on your favorite podcast streaming platform. And if you want to reach out to us on social media, just click the link in the description below.
Leave a comment. We go read that thing. Spider, this movie is different.
It is different.
It's different. I don't know if it's a good different or a bad different.
I will say that I had to stop for a second because from the trailer alone, it's definitely action.
There's
a lot of fighting.
Okay,
There's a lot
yeah,
of
that's
stunt
true.
choreography.
Oh, right,
I
right.
didn't realize that it was also supposed to be a comedy.
Oh,
And after watching the movie,
uh-huh.
I don't see where the comedy was supposed to be included. I
When
didn't get a lot of
Ke Huy
laughs.
Quan was wearing that mustache, that was pretty comical.
That was something.
That's all it was.
But I
Listen,
guess you shave your
let's
mustache, you change your life.
work for Thunderbolt Ross, getting the president.
They say lose a mustache and lose the
uh,
election. So
so let's do a little breakdown for those who haven't seen this movie and have an understanding about what's going on and what's happening. I forget his character's name. Marty? Was it Marty?
Marv Gable.
Marv.
So Ke Huy Quan
Marv
plays
Gable.
Marv Gable, who is a real estate broker. He's a real estate
Right.
agent. He's selling houses.
Right.
The best in
Right.
his field. He's great. He's very cheery, very
Very
comforting,
cheery. Over
very
the top.
approachable.
Realtor
But
of the year.
he is very passionate about it, and he wants this home for you. He wants to put you in your dream home.
Right.
But little did we know is that Mr. Gable is a former hitman, assassin,
Dun dun dun. We
He's
don't know what he was.
an
He was a
enforcer
monster.
of some sort.
He was some type of enforcer.
For his brother, Alvin Gable, better known as Knuckles.
Knuckles.
Who
and
has
everybody knows
you steal
if
from
you
Knuckles,
steal from Knuckles,
you die.
That's just how it goes.
And
Everybody
my whole
knows
thing was
this.
like, how many people have tried to steal from him that everybody has to know that if you steal from Knuckles, you die?
Everybody knows.
and are you that, you know, are you that like gullible that you people see that it's a good idea to steal from you? I don't know.
And
we get to that
clearly
later.
you're an easy mark.
We get to that later on. But Marv has turned his life around. He's a successful real estate agent,
Right.
regional real estate agent of the year.
Right.
And we find out that he has a shady past, and his past has come back to not
Cut
bite him, come back to cut him, yeah. But his past is catching up with him.
Well, he's living two different lives. Similar. I can
I
relate.
wouldn't say that he was living two different lives. He was living one life. He tried to leave that old life behind.
He retired and was living a whole nother life. It was two different lives. And to be honest with you, he was successfully living out his secondary life.
Yeah, he had fully left it all behind, and it wasn't approaching on his new life at all until Valentine's Day.
Until Valentine's Day, which was the theme of this movie for some odd reason.
That love hurts.
Love hurts.
Very much.
And it's Valentine's Day, so we're introduced to these two side characters, which I think if we had to compare them to anything, it would be the Home Alone criminals. Just like
I guess
capable but incapable, because they were doing some Matrix type shit inside the house.
Capable? I mean,
well, no, because they got their ass whipped and damn near killed.
Yeah.
But they was able to take on the gentleman
Otis.
with the knives. Yeah, King and
Raven.
Otis. Raven.
So
interesting.
The quick and dirty of Love Hurts is that Marv was a former enforcer of Knuckles and his collective group, whatever they were called, because they never really gave him a name. But he got out the game because he was supposed to have killed this other part of their organization, this woman named Rose. He was supposed to have killed Rose, left her in a hole in the quarry, leave the life, and be done with it. Lo and behold, we find out that Marv did not kill Rose, and now Rose is back. And now Knuckles and what was his new right-hand man name? Merlot. They're looking for Rose, and they know that because Marv was the one who was supposed to kill Rose, he should know where Rose's whereabouts are. So they go after Marv, and they first approach Marv at his job at the real estate agent office. Raven goes after him first. They get into a fight, whatever. So Marv goes back home to try to escape, because if they're looking for Rose, he has to find her first, because if he doesn't, then they're going to kill her. But Marv really has no idea where Rose is. And so in this pursuit of Marv, King and Otis follow him to his home. Marv tries to get away, but Rose finds Marvin and with her double holstered stun guns that she has.
She has a cartridge that she could just John Wick this thing.
I guess. But so she finds Marvin. She takes him to her bar where she's working.
Which means she's been there for a while.
She's been there for a while. She's well established. She knows all of her patrons in there. But so she gets Marvin away because King and Otis started to beat the shit out of Marvin. He was pretty badly injured. Also, Raven stabbed him in the hand, so he's got that going for him. But so Marvin and Rose reconnect, and so he's like, you need to get out of here because everybody's looking for you and they're going to kill you. And Rose is of the idea that running isn't living, and I am going to get my life back because I'm tired of running. You told me to hide, but I have...
Hiding isn't living either.
Yeah, hiding isn't living, running isn't living, and I'm going to confront Alvin and Merlot and all of them, and they're going to find out what I know, but I need your help. Marvin doesn't want to do it because Marvin is happy with the life that he had. But...
Facts.
Through a series of conversations, they find out where Rose is, and they know that Marvin is with Rose, and they're going to come after them. So King and Otis converge on the house where Marvin and Rose are hiding, which also happens to be a house that this couple is about to buy. And so there's the big fight and shootout while these potential home buyers are in the house. And Rose goes back to meet up with Merlot, because Merlot is like, hey, you were supposed to be a part of this scheme where we were going to steal from Alvin. If you want your money, come meet me at the clubhouse. Rose shows up, but of course, Merlot is already found out by Alvin, gets beat senseless, and Alvin is getting ready to kill Rose. But Marvin shows up because Marvin comes to terms with the life that he used to have, and he wants to protect Rose because he loves Rose, and that's the only reason that he set her free in the first place. Mm-hmm. They have a big knockdown, drag out fight. Marvin and Rose work together to fight off all the goons, and then Alvin and Marvin come to blows because Marvin says that if you really loved me as a brother, you wouldn't have used me the way that you did. Alvin is like, well, we can fight, but just know that you never beat me. And Alvin ends up losing to Marvin, and Marvin...
Well, not only that, he said, if we're going to fight, you never beat me. And so when I kick your ass this time, you're going to come back and work for me again.
Yes.
So there were stakes on the line.
There were stakes on the line. But come to find out that Rose was building a case up against Alvin because Alvin had been skimming money off of the Russians. And so Rose had all of the account information, and she sent all of that information to the Russians. And so after Marvin beat up Alvin, the Russians showed up, and now they took Alvin, and they're going to punish him in whatever way they see fit. And so Marvin and Rose now live happily ever after because Marvin gave up his life as a real estate agent, and now he's chilling with Rose at her bar doing whatever.
I don't know if that's how that. I think they kissed, and
I'm leaving out some of the details, but ultimately that's where they
interpretation. Yeah, well,
because Marvin told Rose that he loved her, but Rose never said it back. So I don't know if Rose feels the same way about Marvin that he feels about her.
She does not show any inkling of her feeling that way at all. In fact, she flat out said, I'm going to use you because I can't do this without you.
Right.
And when she was driving off, she was like,
I need the old you. I need all of you, not just, the Marvin that wants to help people. I need the Marvin that was ruthless.
Right. And she seemed like that was the whole intentions. There was never any remotely close of an infatuation. I don't know if she
even expressed appreciation over him saving her life, because he said that she was like, well, why'd you let me go? Or where she was mad because pretty much everybody was conspiring against her because Merlot set it up for her to take the fall. And so she was like, well, were you in on it too? Did you volunteer to be the one to take me out? And Marvin said, yes, I did volunteer to kill you, because if it wasn't me, then you would have died for sure. So I had to volunteer because I would know that I was the only chance that you had to get away.
And I thought that was a stupid question because clearly, no, Spider, hold on, wait.
Mm-hmm.
Look me in my eyes and tell me that's not a stupid question. That was a stupid question. Like, he let you live. What are you talking? How was he in on it? If he was in on it, you would have been shot.
Yeah.
And killed.
Yeah. I don't know. But
go ahead. It leaves you flabbergasted, doesn't it?
I don't
Should I ask now? I'm gonna ask now. Spider.
No,
just go ahead and ask now.
It was not super. Absolutely. This movie was not super. You don't even need to ask a question. 100% no. This was the opposite of super. It had all of the parts that it needed to be a good movie, but I don't know why it wasn't.
All right, so let me tell you what I appreciated about this, and then we can get into some of the nuances.
Okay.
Action scenes, check.
Okay.
Action scenes push the. In fact, it wasn't until the action scenes when I started paying attention, because when Raven started pulling these blades out, I was like, "Oh,
that was the coolest part of the movie, having that huge blade like hidden in his boot, and then like the greaves on his arm, and hit him.
Oh my god! Did you see what they were doing with that?
And then like blocking the gunshots with him. His character wasn't the coolest, but him using the blades to fight was probably the coolest part of the movie.
Yes, because it's really, really weird how, Marty, Mr. Quan, Marvin, did that finishing move. We see the neck snap, and then he pushes the pillow to stop him from hitting the ground. My god!
He slammed his head on the table, and then when he came back up, he slid the pillow under him so he could. I mean, it's like, I guess it was
super courteous,
like cushioned his fall, but
it did nothing. But here's the thing: you want me to believe you're
his head into the desk.
You're this ruthless assassin, but you're courteous and kind now. Okay, I guess
he wasn't trying to kill him.
He killed no one.
No,
he killed absolutely no one
until the end of the movie, and then he started killing people.
Who did he kill?
When he got into the fight with like all of Alvin's cronies or whatever, he was killing them. He snapped one dude neck, he killed him, and then there was one.
He did kill that guy.
There was one part where he was getting into. Just cracking just to knock him out.
But no, there was
there was one part where he was fighting two guys and all three of them had knives. He slashed and stabbed the shit out of all of them.
Well, there you go. Don't attack him with a weapon. You ain't got to worry about getting killed, because everybody else didn't have a weapon.
Everybody else prior to him coming to save Rose.
And I guess that was him embracing his darker side.
Yeah, because she was like, I need you to wake the fuck up. And I need you to like actually start putting in work. And yeah, that's when he started killing people.
So Mr. Quan carried the movie, and everyone else just didn't.
Because he has, and this was even the way that he was in Everything Everywhere All at Once. he has this extremely likable quality about himself. He has this extremely charming demeanor. He is like the exact opposite of off-putting. He's very friendly, very nice. He played the character of Marvin Gable, the real estate agent, is exactly the person that you would want to buy a house from. Somebody that is very knowledgeable, very friendly, very sweet. He seems the type of person like, I will do whatever I have to do short of anything illegal to make sure that you get the house that you want. Like if this house
to have this house.
Even when they were shooting up everything, breaking windows, breaking tables, he was like, I have some guys that can fix all this up. So he's even still trying to sell a house, like, because he knows that this is the house that they wanted. So he's going to make it happen for these home buyers. But even when, like you say, the fight scenes, the fight choreography was incredible. Ke Huy Quan is also a stunt choreographer. He's even, because he took a break from acting, and we talked about this when we were talking about Everything Everywhere All at Once. If you haven't seen that review, it's one of the first ones that we did as a podcast. So, please excuse the newness of all of the stuff that we did, but it's one of our more highly viewed videos.
Love it. Inconsistency is our consistency.
Yeah, but it's one of our more highly viewed videos, so it's one of the ones that we're pretty proud of. But he took a break from acting for a while, and Everything Everywhere All at Once was sort of his reemergence into American filmmaking, and a lot of the fight scenes that he was a part of course, he has some
input.
He had some input on the stunt choreography, because even though he was not acting, he was still doing stunt choreography and things like that. So the fight scenes in this movie are done very well. What I don't like in a lot of the fight scenes was the ADR dialogue that...
Oh my God, I didn't even get to that part. I was still trying to give it praise.
Okay. Well, if we're going to still give it praise, we can still give it praise. Ke Huy Quan, his character, like I said, as Marvin Gable, was an absolute delight. He played that role very well. And no, I will agree that everybody else was just kind of there. But again, the fight choreography was done very well. And one of my biggest complaints about fight choreography is the cuts for every impact. So if if you kick a person, you punch a person, then it cuts for each time a blow lands. So the editor does that so that you don't see the fakeness of the hit, because of course you're not actually punching a person, you're not kicking a person, but it takes the impact and uses a cut to amplify the impact without actually showing the impact. And I feel like the way that this was shot brought me back to
Catwoman.
No, because this didn't have those kind of cuts. This brought me back to more along the lines of a Jackie Chan level of fight choreography style and editing, where your main character is using his surroundings. And even at the beginning where Marvin was fighting King and Otis, it wasn't that he was fighting them to defeat them, more that he was just trying to protect himself. And so when you had him using a refrigerator, using the cookie cutters, using things that he could get his hands on, the first thing that he does when they show up in his home is he had the little amethyst paperweight, and he just pitched it at the guy, hit him right in between his eyes, and so it was using his environment as his means of escaping. I thought it was very well done, shot very well, composed very well. Like I said, it really
the man in the refrigerator and flip the refrigerator over.
That was ridiculous. That's something that I've never seen done before. But I was like, it's kind of ineffective, because I know they weren't trying to
on all sides.
I know they weren't trying to kill him, but I guess it does kind of rattle you because you're in a refrigerator and you get flipped. But they absolutely made some decisions with some of the fights that they had.
So the fights were good. Mr. Kwan carried the movie, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm not taking away anything from King and Otis because I think this is a start for what's his name, King. I know he
Marshawn
was an
Lynch,
NFL player. Yeah, Michelle Lynch.
and
I think
he's
he has a
acted in a
few.
few other things before too.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought this was the first. This was his first thing.
No, I know he's done, especially like he's done commercials and everything. But as
Besides the
far
breakdown.
as movies, he was in a, God, what was that name of that TV series that he was in? He's been
Power.
credited for 3 episodes of Westworld. Murderville,
Westworld.
that was the show that he was a part of. Murderville was like
Um,
this ensemble cast type TV series where every
okay.
episode was like a different like big name actor as a part of the series. But he was, yeah, he
Uh,
was in Murderville. But yeah,
yeah, shout
he's
out
done
to
a few
him. I think
things.
he's on his way. But let's see. Outside of that, okay, so those two things, and then the obscurity of it all, because it was obscure. It was just I didn't know where it was going. Because I don't know if you said it was supposed to be a comedy action. I don't think it knew. I don't think it knew it was supposed to be a comedy action. No, no. Look. I don't think they knew, Spider. I
Mm-hmm.
think the situation of them trying to do what they didn't work
No,
at
it
all.
didn't. It didn't.
And like you said, you don't know why it didn't work because they had all of the ingredients to work.
Right.
Why didn't it work?
That, I think, like you say, a part of the movie taking place on Valentine's Day. Well,
Oh, that's genius.
technically Valentine's Day and the day after, I think. Um, you try to insert this love story into it, not
Where
only
there's no chemistry.
between Marvin and Rose, but then this random blossoming relationship between Raven and Ashley that came out of nowhere. She
Makes
goes
no
into his
sense.
office and finds a man unconscious on the floor
His words are so strong that she read in the
and
books.
immediately
Like
fell in love with him. No one's
nobody
ever
under
stood my,
no one.
understood my words before. Well, I've never had words understand me before. What does that mean?
Who who was that for? Was that
I,
profound? Is that
I
Shakespeare?
don't
What is
know.
that?
I
That is
don't
not
know.
deep. And
And
it's
then
stuff like that that pulls you out. It's like this doesn't make sense. I don't want you to go. Please, like you don't even know me.
right. And this is a
What's my
guy
last name?
who is, well, and she actually knew his name, so I guess at some point that she told, what is his name, Vincent or something like that. I forget what she said his name was. But shout out to the Raven who was in Luke Cage.
What?
He also played
Cowboy Bebop.
yeah, God, what's his name in Cowboy Bebop? Jet. He played Jet in Cowboy Bebop. But
Hmm.
yeah, he was Bushmaster in Luke Cage, played Jet in Cowboy Bebop. But yeah, like I said, those fight scenes were great. But we get introduced to the character because he's in Marvin's office. First of all, that office was full of people, so I don't know how long he had been in
He's
there.
gonna be in there. Nobody goes. There was no lock on the door
No,
at all. It's an open door. Swing it open, which
and I mean he
I
could
just
have
can't see it.
come in there and with the like excuse that he had a meeting with Marvin,
Uh-huh.
but I
After the
I don't know.
office is destroyed and you're laying on the floor and your assistant knows that she sees a supposedly dead man and she just resigns. She don't
And
call the cops. She just I'm giving you my
well,
2 weeks
she was
because of this
calling the yeah,
poem.
she was calling she called to, yeah, she was going in there to, because she heard his phone ring. She heard
Yes.
Raven's phone ring, and
Yes.
then she called. She
Marv.
not only she didn't call him first, she
No, she read the
saw the
poems first.
poetry book on the floor first. And my thought was like, you see a man who you think is dead because you called Marvin and said that there was a dead guy in your office.
She said that.
But yeah, like you said, the first thing you do is you pick up the book to read it. You read the words, you call your boss and be like, hey, I found this dead guy in your office and there was a poetry book next to him. And I want you to hear these words.
Right. And you're reading these words to me. This has nothing to do with real estate. This has nothing, like, I'm busy right now. It's not even reading, you're reading it on the voicemail.
Right. It's not even you're talking to Mario. You're leaving him a voicemail and be like, I can't do this anymore. I have to quit. It's like you said, I have to find what I'm looking for in life or whatever excuse she gave. And then Raven wakes up and then she immediately falls in love with him. He falls in love with her. And I'm assuming that at some point in that conversation, he told her that he was a killer. And then she's like,
she read it in the
well, she even said that you talk a lot in your poetry about killing and death, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he is a killer. But he's like, that's all that I know.
The man said, I write what I know.
Yeah, I write what I know. And then, okay, so clearly you are a murderer, but now I'm going to stick beside you because I think that we can
ride or die.
And even
me.
Even when he calls, when Marvin calls Ashley, is like, can you get the paperwork for the house because they want to buy it? She's like, no, I quit. I can't do this. He's like, please, I'll let you quit, but I need you to bring over this paperwork. And then
that was realistic.
She brings Raven and they're at the door and he's like, oh, and she's like, well, he promised he's not going to hurt you.
That's so crazy. And then the enemy of my enemy, right? Because she's like,
yeah, because King and Otis show up and they just light up. It's the middle of a day in a suburban neighborhood, and they just roll up with automatic weapons and just light up the side of the house.
Dude, they hit a dude in the face and stole his teddy bear. Do you think they care? They don't care. They don't care.
And again,
well, then they do care because they give him his bear back.
And they go into the comedy of it all, of Otis saying to King that his wife kicked him out because she said that he was emotionally constipated.
Right.
And there's this I feel like Marshawn Lynch's reaction to that was an actual reaction. Like that line wasn't in the script and he heard him say he emotionally constipated and they just kind of riffed off of that.
Right.
But this whole little through line of Otis trying to get back to his wife, get back with his wife, and he's leaving her the voicemail. It's like, oh, well, you know, I want to be available to you and talk to you, and I got some people to kill. And King is like, why would you do that?
Vince Vaughn said that people need to be killed.
Like, but it's for work. It's for work.
It's for work.
But she ended up taking him back anyway. So
see, all things work out on Valentine's Day because
it wasn't even Valentine's Day anymore. It was the next day.
Whatever reason, we had to leave little clues on Valentine's cards because of the theme of the love hurts and Valentine's Day, and that's her signature thing to leave cards.
She learned calligraphy for that, which I don't even think that was calligraphy.
It wasn't.
It was some fancy handwriting. It wasn't even calligraphy.
Listen, everybody knows if you steal from Knuckles, you die.
But not well. Menlo died.
Stole from Knuckles.
Menlo died because it was Menlo. It was Kippy and Ashley stole from Knuckles.
Not only did they steal, they stole more and lied about the amount that they stole. So they stole $4 million.
And they gave back $2 million.
But that's clearly leaving $1 million. I guess they split amongst themselves.
Yeah, because what Kippy said.
But where'd that other $1 million go?
Kippy said that Menlo paid him his share and took the rest. So I don't know how much Kippy's share was.
I don't think it was $1 million. Maybe 500,000. And he kept $1.5 million.
And then Menlo kept Rose's share. Because he was like, if you want your money, come to the clubhouse and get it. And she walked out with a bag of money.
Right. I think it was $1 million. I think it was either $1 million or $1 million. Well, he had to get well, I don't know if it was a
that's
whole
what I'm saying. If it was $2 million between the three of them, Then you're looking at
This is the part where you do the little
do the little math symbols. What's 2 divided by 3? You're looking at 2 million divided by 3. No, it's not 1.5. 1.5 is 1.5 times 3.
Oh, you said by 3.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I take that back. I'm sorry. I heard different.
2 million divided by 3 is $666,000.
There you go. That looks like the amount that could have been in that duffel.
Could have been in that bag.
Yeah, maybe potentially. They say you can't really walk with $1 million. I say you got the wrong backpack.
You got the wrong denomination of bills.
Yeah, there you go. You might have to walk slow, but you can walk.
$1 million is not as much as people think it is.
Still $1 million.
It's still $1 million, though. It is still $1 million. But
this is the opportunity for us to hit $1 million if you hit that like, smash, subscribe button. With, let us hit $1 million. That's all I'm saying. You done watch this far, you might as well just go ahead and subscribe.
It just the relationships, I think that was probably the weakest part, and maybe that's why the film didn't work. I feel like the relationship between Marvin and Cliff, his boss, was stronger than the relationship between Marvin and Rose, who he was supposed to have loved. Because Cliff, that scene between Cliff and Alvin where Alvin is like, oh, it hurts me because he never mentioned me. And Cliff is like, look, I'm not naive enough to think that anything that I say right now is going to change the outcome of what's going on. But it's like, you could tell that he and Marvin had an established relationship. He's like, he's been over at my house. He's family. This is my brother. I love him. When Marvin was like, can I borrow your car? And Cliff was like, yeah, okay. Take the car. I'll call a cab and come get it later. No hesitation. No, what do you need the car for? What do you plan on doing? Just, you need a car? Go ahead, borrow the car.
He had no idea he was going to be taken out by the Boba Tea assassin.
What was up with the every scene? He had a cup of boba tea, and when he finished
some type of rejuvenation of him.
When he finished the cup, when they got back to the club, he went back to his office and immediately got another one.
It's almost like he was fiending for it, like he had to have it, because when he didn't have it, he was sweating and like. Then he get it, and then he's relaxed, and he can chew his boba. And
I don't know what the
everybody knows you steal from Knuckles. You steal from Knuckles. That boba tea has to come out. Like, we killing people with straws now. What is this straw made of? Vibranium?
That was because now granted, boba straws are wider, they are thicker because you have to puncture the lid of a cup when you're drinking your boba tea. But I mean, I guess because he had his thumb on the
back,
the top of pressure, so it does give you more, I guess, stabbing force.
Okay,
but to take it out and like use it as a weapon against Marvin at the end. Him stabbing Cliff in the eye it seemed plausible for a boba straw, but using it as a method of fighting, of hand-to-hand combat, I don't think that's transferable.
Go ahead and say it, Spider. I'll say it for you. Fuck you, movie.
I am surprised. I am very surprised that this was a theatrical release, because I feel like this was more along the lines of something that is more streaming service.
Straight to VCR.
Because it really seemed like it was a quality. What was the John Cena Aquafina movie? Payback, payout, lottery winner, something, paycheck, jackpot, I think was the name of it. And it seemed along the lines of that type of movie.
Talk about the movie review when Aquafina was a security guard and dressed all frumpy, and he was looking at her like she was the hottest thing walking.
Like I said, it was along the lines of that quality of movie.
Oh, okay. I got you.
But it's like I said, it's the chemistry between all the characters,
or lack thereof.
Well, I was just going to say the chemistry was non-existent, but I would say that, like I said, Marvin and Cliff, even though they only had the one scene together, the way that Cliff talked about Marvin made their history believable. The chemistry or the camaraderie between King and Otis made them seem like actual like partners. Like they worked together for a while. Like they were invested in each other. Well, I would say King was invested in Otis's life. I can't say that. I can't say the same for the adverse because I don't know anything about King. I don't know what King was doing. I don't think Otis ever asked King about what was going on in his life. But like Menlo was a nothing of a right-hand man for Alvin. Alvin seemed like he was more pissed off at Menlo for just being there more than anything.
Well, not getting that boba on time. You got to get that boba. You see he run through them, Shredder. You got to get them bobas quick. You got to come with them bobas like you're not coming fast enough. So he wasn't ever gonna make it anyway. I think that's why he killed him. Quite honestly,
he didn't
not
kill
about
him.
The money.
Rose killed him. Rose shot him with the shotgun.
Well, he beat his ass.
Yeah, Alvin beat the shit out of him, but he didn't kill him.
I think that's for the boba. I think you don't have the boba coming in fast enough. You go catch a fresh one.
It had to be because if you steal from Knuckles, you die.
You die.
He found out that Menlo stole from him, but he didn't kill him. I mean, he died eventually. But I mean, the thing,
steal from Knuckles, you die.
But he
from natural causes.
No. Knuckles never said, "If you steal from me, I'll kill you." He just said, "If you steal from me, you'll die." I mean,
you'll die eventually.
Kip is still alive.
At some point,
Rose is still alive. So I mean, at some point, yeah, they'll die. But
I think we should just stop saying this.
Kippy got his finger chopped off. Kippy got his front teeth knocked out.
Oh my God, Kippy! When they pull the tape off and his teeth were there. Oh my God! Then he was trying to use what literally he had
to try to chew through the tape.
And then Marv said, giving out aspirin again. I can't take you as a killer if you consider it and concerned. It's just back and forth.
Yeah. And like I said, that relationship between Ashley and Raven is I feel like it was so unnecessary. Like, why?
If you took it out the movie, it changed nothing.
I mean, I guess that's the only way that Raven knew where Marvin was, so they could have that fight in the house. And like you said, the enemy of my enemy. And so Raven was the one that actually dispatched of Otis and King because he sliced them all the hell up.
Cut their ass up. Oh my God. Ginsu, sushi, them boys.
But they still didn't die. They were just laying on the floor bleeding out.
Yeah,
because Otis got the text from his wife.
It could be a sequel, Spider. You can't. Love hurts too.
Better not be a sequel to this movie.
St. Patrick's Day. Rose is back with a 4-leaf clover.
Oh God! No, it's gonna have to be somebody else. It's gonna have to be like a Patty or something. A Patty or a Lucky, somebody else from the gang or somebody else from another gang that
he's in love with somebody else.
No, not that he's in love with somebody else, but somebody else that like was his best friend or something needs his help, and so they got to bring him back in the fold.
Got to bring him back, franchise baby, and you got to bring back.
Got to bring back King and Otis. Otis got to make up with his wife.
How the brothers just would, you know how Raven had the blades, just have Knuckles with straws, just all straws.
He's gonna have like Assassin's Creed like gauntlets on. He's gonna flip his wrists up, and bubble straw's gonna come out.
All straws. They're gonna have some bendy straws, some twisty ones, some straight ones. He's
Oh
like,
my
time to
god!
play now. You just gotta lean into it now, Spider. It's already look.
And
That's how you make a cult classic. You
think
just lean into the foolery.
That's why it didn't work, because it didn't go all in one way or another. I think if they would have just
tried to balance the line,
fully leaned into the absolute absurdity of it, it would have been like more comical than action. Then I think it would have come off as a better. Not saying that it would have been good, but maybe it would have come off as a better movie. But even because like the action was on point,
right?
The comedy was lacking. The love was
lacking. Miss and hit. The chemistry was not there at all.
The chemistry was not there.
There was no. I just did not believe it at all that they were into. Well, I believe that he could have possibly been into her, but that's from him telling me that he was into her and he didn't kill her. But he could have not killed her for various different reasons.
Right.
She could have had a kid, and it would have been just enough reason to not kill her. Like, she's pregnant, and then that's his nephew or his niece, and then she's coming back because I don't know. That money situation is such a weak
because it really wasn't about the money. She came back because she was tired of running. She wanted her life back. And it's like, because it never really answered the question. Because it's like, why now? Why today of all days?
Yeah. And you clearly were set up. You had a job at the bar, if not your own bar.
Right.
You were making
Nobody
money.
was coming after her. If she had not put out those cards, they would have still thought that she was dead. Marvin would have still been able to live his life as a real estate agent. Everybody would have been fine. I mean, Otis might have still been in a doghouse, but everybody else would have been fine.
Just say it, Spider. Fuck you, movie. Just fuck everything that you stand for. It don't make no sense. For this not to be your motivation, but then I'm not gonna let this money just kind of.
And then we got one of the property brothers show up because he's a black belt.
Oh my god!
And to say that he's a black belt and that he's the because of course the big real estate agent's got to have a gimmick or whatever, but he's the black belt real estate agent. He comes in because he's Otis and King walking up to the house with guns, and he's like, now's my time to get involved.
Now's my time to strike, and about to make a name for myself.
He goes to fight King, and not a single hit did anything. King looked at him and was like, motherfucker, what? Nothing. And then throw him behind the couch, and
immediately throw him.
Marvin is like, what are you doing here? It's like, I'm a black belt. I'm here to save you. He was like, you go left, I'll go right. And he just stands straight up.
Stands up and immediately gets one to the
right
dome.
between the eyes.
This dude got a peephole in his head.
And then Marvin takes his car, and that's the end. That's the end of him. We don't hear him anymore. That's it. What are these people?
Movie,
do you think they filled out the rest of the paperwork, or did the paperwork get all shot up? Because I don't think that they're going to want to buy this house now that there's a dead body in the living room.
Multiple. Well, no, King and Otis still alive, but at the same time, I wouldn't want that house.
And
all those bullet holes in it.
Raven and Ashley just sitting on the floor making googly eyes at each other.
That makes no sense either. Are you shot or you get up? Why they sat there for so long?
And then he tells her that she's dangerous.
Thank you.
What part of her is dangerous?
Killing people. The fact that he's emotionally unable to control himself around her. He's catching feelings for her.
He's
already so far gone catching feelings.
What did he say? He said, I'm in danger. And she said, what? And he's like, of falling?
In love. Because it's Valentine's, Spider. You didn't see it with the little candies and the hearts and the continuation theme?
Why did she stay at the real estate office all night?
Because she's in love. What do you mean?
They could have left.
At any given point in
time. At any point in time, they could have left.
They could have been together since she quit.
They could have been like, let's go get a drink. because she didn't know where Marvin was. He didn't know
At
where
all.
Marvin was. Why
At
would
all.
he stay in his office all night? Why don't we go get a drink?
Poetry.
Let's go.
Why don't we go to a poetry
go
reading?
something. Get out of here.
Slam,
Because clearly he had nothing else to do at that point.
ramen, anything. We could have did anything.
Let's go get boba. We might run into Alvin.
I know a guy.
Oh my God.
We can't steal from him though, because we'll live. We just got to know what we're doing. That's all.
Oh, it's
I don't know,
it's
Spider.
it's a
it needs
horrible
a sequel.
It's a horrible thing when the premise that you set up in your own movie and you don't follow it. The only person that he killed was Cliff, and Cliff didn't steal from him.
Cliff never stole Cliff. He stole his
Cliff's
brother. And didn't bring it up later on. You like my hat? Dude, I know this is Cliff's hat.
That's why Marvin killed him, or why Marvin beat the shit out of him, because he stole Cliff's hat.
Dude, it had no.
And I
don't have to kill Cliff at all.
I guess because there was blood on the hat, then Marvin just kind of put two and two together that Cliff was dead.
But why? Cliff didn't have to die.
Cliff didn't have to die.
If Cliff didn't die, that changed nothing.
It does not. If anything, Cliff would have been able to call Marvin and be like, "Hey, I went by your house. There was a guy there that said he's your brother, and I think he's coming after you, so you might want to be careful."
Right. And that's when he would have told them, "Oh, that's Knuckles."
He left an empty cup of boba on your counter. You might have to clean that up.
Dude, the inconsistency with the boba too. I mean, come on, man. Aren't you supposed to have somebody on point for that? He's like, I got a little left. There's nothing in your cup.
Nothing.
That's just boba pills.
Backwash. That's all that was.
And then the next shot, he's got boba in his cup. Like, come on, man. Is that another? Did you go through another one?
He did.
You could have had a fresh one.
He did. He went through another one.
He's a junkie of boba.
He is.
Oh my God. I don't think there's just boba inside of the cup. I don't know, Spider. Listen. You should watch this movie.
Should you?
If you need something if you need something to switch it up every now and then, and we don't know what's going on, just watch the movie.
I think that
that's the inspiration of this right here, because I don't know what's going on.
Of other films,
and I'm switching it up
to watch. I think there are plenty of other films to watch that are better than this. If you want to switch it,
you don't think Love Hurts is one to put on the the list?
List of what? List of movies to never watch again? Yes, absolutely. Probably at the top of it. No, I can't say it's at the top of it, but it's definitely on the list.
Those action scenes were comical. Those action scenes were worth
watching. I love seeing Ke Huy Quan work.
Right.
His fight.
I'm sad that he didn't do anything in Loki, because he has the talents. Stunt coordinating, action fight scenes, acting. He has the talents. I think he needs somebody that he can play off of. That's not what he got.
Yes. Because you look at his performance in Love Hurts versus his performance in Everything Everywhere All at Once, where you had, and again, talking about leaning into the absurdity, where you had the different universes in Everything Everywhere All at Once that were designed to be ridiculous. And so the dialogue, the action, all of the landing on the trophy,
oh my God.
It was designed for that. So when you are approached
There's
with
no way I saw it and didn't think it wasn't going to end up there.
Exactly.
Oh my God, that movie was so good. The fight at the end with the oh,
that's how
you're
you do.
Spider. They leaned into it.
That's how you do in action
it.
comedy. That's how you do an action comedy. You like, I know this is absurd, so we're going to go full throttle with the absurdity. This was like, well, we want to make it absurd, but we don't want to detract too much from the serious action movie that we're trying to make or whatever.
But just like the example you used, everything everywhere all at once was action.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's how you do an action comedy. You have the action fight scenes. You have two martial arts legends in Ke Huy Quan and Michelle Yeoh. And you put them in a situation where the center of the multiverse is a bagel, right? It's like, it doesn't make sense. It's not supposed to make sense. None of having hot dog fingers or a universe where you and your daughter are rocks. None of that is supposed to make sense, but it's entertaining because it leans into the absurdity of it. And now you have this movie where you're trying to be a little serious and you're trying to make it this heartwarming story of this mob enforcer, this man who was a monster, who we never really got to see be a monster, so we don't know his monstrous side.
Guys.
Yeah. But we don't see a string of his monstrous side to see where this new life that Marvin is living, how big of a change it is for him, so we can see how far he's come and have that redemption arc of who this new man is and why he's holding on to it so much and doesn't want to give it up. And then when Rose say, I need you to be who you used to be, and then he just snaps back into it like it's not an issue.
I'd rather him fight for the life that he had, knowing that's the life. I mean, he's holding on to the certificate about him being a realtor of the year.
He she made a remark. She was like, "Oh, you kept my award." She was like, "It was hard to pry it out of your hands. Like you wouldn't let go of it."
Right. So clearly that was a thing. And he was saying, I wanted evidence, or I needed evidence, or I have evidence that I can have a life outside of my old life.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, I think your motivations were to maintain this life that you've built for yourself. At the same time, get her out of here because she's the one that's endangering that life. But she's not leaving because hiding isn't living and running isn't living. But you came here for the bag.
Right.
Just say you came here for the bag. Just say, I came back because these guys set me up.
Right.
And I want what's owed to me. Because I stole from Knuckles. And I'm still alive. So therefore, if I go steal from him and get the reputation to steal from him, at least I have the money to show for it. That's what would have been more motivational to me. And then you would have had her on her own story, take the love Valentine's nonsense out, have him on his own path to preserve his own life that he's built for himself. And he say, listen, I'll help you get this money this one last time. This is the last thing I'm doing for you. I love you. And I had to let you go because the opportunity for me to get out and the opportunity for you to die came across at the same time. I wasn't going to let them kill you because I love you, but I can't let you destroy what life I have, because it has to be that separation. Because if it wasn't that, it should have been, I'm not going to kill you. I'm in love with you. Let's run off together and we'll never be found again.
Yeah.
But you don't get that.
And especially with her saying that she was tired of running, she wanted her life back. And then after Knuckles gets taken by the Russians, already, she went back to the bar.
Same life. With a bag. And I use Marvin.
Yeah.
Not feeling it.
Nothing.
This is why it's not super. This is why it's better. Not because of the action scenes, not because Mr. Quan, not because NFL superstar
Marshawn Lynch,
Marshawn Lynch.
Beat this is why out of him in his kitchen.
Because the story just don't make no goddamn sense. You're contradicting the things that you're saying.
Oh,
listen,
yeah.
It takes a lot to put a movie together. I'm just saying, if you're gonna do it right. If you're gonna lean into the ridiculousness of it all, then lean all the way in. Don't listen to Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder. Go full retard. Just go full retard with it because you're already there.
No.
Never go full retard.
No.
I think if they would have went full, we could have understand the motivations a lot better. That's all. They didn't, and now we're left with this nice I think people should watch it so they can see his fight. I think they should see it.
I don't. I don't. You will waste your time.
If you're here for us, don't watch the movie.
I feel like
we gave you enough to watch through us. We suffered for you. But if you're a glutton for pain, it's there in theaters until it hit streaming. If you want to wait till it hits streaming, I don't blame you. It's a nice ticket price to see this foolery.
I will say that there's only been one time in my life that I walked out of a movie. And even then, when I walked out, I wasn't as upset then about wasting my money as I am about wasting my money to watch this movie.
Wow. What movie was that? That's the question.
It was Secret Window
After Earth
with Johnny Depp.
Secret Window.
I actually I never saw After Earth. I looked at that trailer. I was like, I'm not watching this.
Wait, After Earth is Will Smith movie.
Yeah, yeah, I never watched that.
What's the one with John Travolta?
Battlefield Earth.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking about.
Oh, okay.
Sadly, I saw both of those movies. But I'm thinking you're I don't know if this was enough to walk out on. Because again, those action scenes were good.
That's what I'm saying. You know, this movie wasn't bad enough to walk out of, but I still feel like
definitely gather your things.
Yeah, I still feel like a better use of my money could have been. There was a better use of my money that could have been used on something else.
They had all of the right ingredients, but I didn't know. I
don't know if it was because it's like you got the right ingredients, but it was too little of some stuff, too much of some other stuff, some extra stuff thrown in that you didn't need. Like I said, the ad libs and the ADR and the fight scenes,
the ADR was just oh my god,
so unnecessary. There was so much talking going on in that first fight.
Back of the heads.
It's God. It was so bad. Like even they at the end of the fight scene when Marvin is getting away and he's jumping over the fences, right before he does that, he throws a knife into King's gun and pins it to the patio. And first of all, he's got the gun in his hand and he throws the knife through the trigger well and jams it up against the banister. And so King has a free hand.
Hey,
nothing is wrong with his hand. And he still has the gun and he's just pulling it. He's like, this thing really stuck? How the hell? And then Marvin is just jumping over the fence. He's like, what the hell kind of ninja shit? And he's literally still with this free hand, not using it and just still trying to pull the gun off. And then after he's like 5 fences away, uses his other hand and tries to pull the knife out and then feels that it's stuck. But still, again, not taking his hand off the handle of the gun. He could have just let the gun go, pull the knife out with both hands, and then...
Too much like right.
I don't know. I don't know.
Y'all should watch this movie. But before you watch it, hit the subscribe button and the like button.
Let us know what you think
for our video.
Check it out. You can rent it on Prime Video. I don't know if it's still in theaters, but I know you can rent it on Prime Video right now.
Yeah, when you're watching this, all depends on when you're watching it. But you know,
check out.
Watch it and come back to this video and leave the comments, or just leave the comments now.
Yeah.
Tell us your favorite part.
And why is it Ke Huy Quan in his fighting? Because there are no other parts of this movie that are really good enough to be a favorite part. He baked cookies. He baked cookies.
He did bake cookies and gave it out to his staff. That's some real
He was a nice boss, and everybody loved him. He was riding past people on the street saying hello to everybody. Everybody knew who Marvin was.
He's a killer. He's a monster spider.
He's a likable guy.
He is a threat. He's a menace.
A very loving person.
You haven't even seen him turn it on yet. You see what happened to those 4 guys at the end? I think they're maimed. They may be maimed. He might have put them to sleep. I don't think he killed anybody.
He definitely killed at least one person. That one guy when he first came in, he snapped his neck.
When he
that
snapped
guy
his
is
neck?
absolutely dead.
I think that guy is napping. I think that guy I think he gonna get up just like Raven got up and be like, man, I feel so much better.
He realigned his chakras and put him to sleep.
He is so ready for the next day, fully refreshed. Career change.
He
like
wake up. I haven't felt this good in years.
I don't even want to steal from Knuckles.
Where's Knuckles? I'm ready to get to work. Bar all blown up. Oh man! But let us know what you thought about Love Hurts. But also let us know what you thought
watching
about
it hurt.
Let us know what you thought about this video. Remember, if you like it, go ahead, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you can be notified when we have new episodes that come out. If you want the audio version of the podcast, just search for All Things Super on your favorite podcast streaming platform. And if you want to reach out to us on social media, just click the link in the description below.
Look for us. We out there. We out there.
We are.
The links. We out there in them links. And leave comment because we go read those comments when you leave them.
We are going to read the comments.
We are in the links.
But we took a little break from the MCU this week to talk about Love Hurts. But we're going to be back in the MCU next week. And do you know why, Mr. VIP?
You got me showing off. Spider. But if we got to answer that question, I'm going to say because of the Thunderbolts.
Not the Thunderbolts.
Asterisks?
Thunderbolts are out in May.
Well. Oh. Are you referring to the Man Without Fear?
The Man Without Fear. Your favorite dumpster diving superhero is back in his show. Daredevil Born Again will be premiering on Disney Plus.
This is my prediction. Spider-Man finds Daredevil in the dumpster when he finds another DVD player or something. It's like, hey, what are you doing in there? Hey, you're my lawyer.
Oh, man.
My lawyer in a dumpster.
Oh, God.
We'll see. We'll see. I have high hopes for this show.
I don't know because I got to look and see. Because I don't know what the release schedule for the show is. Because, you know, first 2 episodes are going to be out this week. We talked about it many times before, how they like to do this. If you're not going to release 1 episode and going to release them weekly after that, we found that it's a more effective formula to release 3 and then go into the rest of the episodes weekly. But we get the first 2 episodes and then I'm looking at the release schedule. We get the first 2 episodes
all chopped up, ain't it?
And then we get first 2 episodes coming out March 4th, and then episode 3 coming out March 11th, episode 4 coming out on March 18th, and then episodes 5 and 6 coming out March 25th. Why are they combining those 2 episodes? I'm not sure, but episodes 7, 8, and 9 currently have to be announced on at least on the Wikipedia page as far as the official release
season break.
It's not even mid-season. That's like 2/3 of the way through because it's 9 episodes. So you're going all the way to episode 6, and now we don't have release dates for the last 3 episodes. But season 2 is
supposed to have like 18 episodes or something like that.
When it was originally drafted, it was supposed to be 1 season of 18 episodes, and it had the writer's strike and then reworks. That's when it was I forget what the name of the show was supposed to be before they
wasn't it always Daredevil Born Again?
I think it was something else way back in the beginning. When they first announced that Daredevil was going to have a show, I think it was something different. Then they changed it to Born Again.
Daredevil
very early on, I think they changed it. But
yeah, I just remember Born Again.
But yeah, after all of that, they reworked it to 2 seasons of 9 episodes each. So
the way to milk it.
Yeah,
way to milk it more.
Essentially. But season 2 is I don't know when season 2 is set to release. Yeah, because
mean
season 2 is set to premiere early to mid
Daredevil season
2026.
2?
Yeah, because it's going to be season 1 is 9 episodes, then the second 9 episodes are going to come out in season 2.
Oh yeah. They did say that.
So that's going to be next year that season 2 comes out.
We'll see.
But we'll be back
in the dumpster
next
in season 1. I
week.
definitely know he'll be in the dumpster season
If
2.
at any point in time Charlie Cox is in a dumpster for whatever reason, I'm going to laugh my ass off because I can't deny it anymore at that point.
Need you to bring that same energy to the show.
I can't keep defending this man.
Need you to bring that same energy to the show and let the world know.
I will eat my words, and
I'll tell you what, I'll eat my words right now because apparently he is a very good lawyer.
No, he absolutely is a good lawyer. That's not to say the same
not a great
as
superhero.
He's
not a great hero.
He does He does good work against the criminal element. When he comes up against people that are of his own caliber, he struggles a bit. So we'll see exactly how things pan out because we have a new villain that's going to be coming out this season. And
what are you talking about, Muse?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting how they compare these two. Muse is maybe not as much of a threat physically, right? But psychologically,
yeah,
he's dangerous. Physically, he does kill people. He is going to do some horrible things. But psychologically, how he's going to mess with Daredevil.
And I think that's where he'll have the upper hand. Because I think Matt is going to be going through a lot psychologically. And I don't know if his head is going to be fully into getting his job done. And I think that might be where Muse has an advantage. But we'll see. Like I said, we got the first 2 episodes. Baby. We'll see what happens after these first 2 episodes, but we'll be back to review those after they come out this week. Hopefully you'll be here right along with us so you can get in on the review as well. But thank you so much for all your love and support. We will see you all in the next episode. But just remember, until then, keep being super.
Floss all the time.